everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the 2024 Yamaha 222XD. So this is a 22-foot boat. This is going to be their wake series. So it's going to be a boat that's capable for wakeboarding, wake surfing. It's got all the bells and whistles as far as integrated surf system with their surf point technology, as well as ballast systems, digital controls for different speed controls and stuff like that, cruise control, so pretty much everything you'd find on an inboard wake boat, but in a jet boat application. So so this boat's very, very interesting, and it's really, kind of giving a unique perspective to getting into that wake series boat without necessarily having to drop $200,000. So this boat, sells under $100,000, and what really cool technologies. Obviously, all the Yamaha's R&D and development into this boat, gives it a really mass appeal. The other advantage of this type of wake boat as opposed to a traditional inboard is that you've got a standard, basically 22-foot jet boat. So obviously, you've got the freeboard and the height and the depth of the hull. So if you did have an application where you are going to be running it on a rougher water lake, or maybe using it in Lake Erie, but you still want to be able to wake surf, a lot of those inboard boats can't do that. So this gives you some versatility, maybe not for the hardcore wakeboarder or wake surfer, but somebody who wants to do that recreationally. Maybe you're not ready to invest in an inboard boat quite yet, but you want to get that stepping stone. This boat makes a lot of sense. So 222XD, let's take a look inside. Okay, so a couple things as we obviously look in the transom area of this 222X. Cool things, and there's other videos to describe this better than I can, but when this boat came out, just like some of the larger models, we don't have, if you're familiar with some of the older Yamaha jet boats, you had like some type of mechanism you had to manually put onto the boat to surf. This is all digitally controlled. It's all controlled at the dash, so you don't have to worry about climbing in the water or reaching down underneath to get something put onto the boat to let it surf. The system does that for you now. So very similar to what you'd find in the inboard towboat companies, where you just have a push button type scenario. You don't have to mess with anything back here. Obviously, in the transom area, we've got the the cool lounging space, kind of preparation space, getting your wakeboard booted up, getting your surfboard ready to go. Nice padded seat here, 2 levels. This pad does remove if you do need to remove it. If you didn't want that, if you just wanted this to be the matting under here, that's what we got under on this side. I really like some of the upgraded features with the stereo. Obviously in the Wake Edition, the Wake Series, we're going to have an upgraded stereo system on this boat compared to the other 22-foot Yamaha models. You see the tower speakers in there. We see obviously multiple cockpit speakers and bow speakers. So I think there's a total of 8 speakers on this boat, which is awesome. We've got a little table mount back here. We've got a stereo remote control over on the starboard side. So very luxurious upgraded features. You've got the tow point here for your potentially like a tuber or a skier, and then on top of the wakeboard tower you've got the tow point for a surfer or wakeboarder to get rolling. So as we move inside the boat, again, part of this 22-footer, this kind of came down from the 25-foot series when they came out with this, is we do have a full walkthrough area into the cockpit. A couple cool things. We've got some storage here, which is great for right now. They've got the ballast bags in it, so if you've got the extra ballast or whatever is part of this boat, we can put things in there. If it is empty, you can shove some stuff in there if you wanted to, some ropes just really quickly. But you've got ballast on both sides here, or you can put a little bit of rope on top of that for surfing or wakeboarding when it's not being used. And then let's move inside the cockpit. Okay, so we move into the cockpit area. I'm going to kind of show off the brand new Yamaha engines that they're putting in this boat. The 1.9 liter 1898 cc twin 200 horsepower, so 400 horsepower total. Brand new technology, brand new engines, which is awesome. So this gives this boat a little bit extra performance. I think you can get another couple, like 2 miles an hour out of this boat compared to what they had in them last year. You also see that we do have 2 ballast bags here off to the left or right. So again, when you're not deploying and using those, you can actually store some stuff on top of them, whether it be life jackets and stuff like that. And it gives you a little bit more versatility for storage when you don't have hard tanks. So and they're also a little bit easier to store to service. If you did have a problem with them, the bags are a lot easier to service than tanks. So pretty cool setup there. So this, we also, in addition to the tanks we saw, we also have a belly tank as well that is in the ski locker that we'll show you in a minute. In the cockpit, you know, again, this boat, if you compare this to a lot of wakeboard boats in the industry, this is going to feel more like a 25 to 26 footer as far as the spacing goes, because we are sitting on top of the engines as opposed to having the engine right smack in the middle back here, and you kind of have to work your way around it. So tons of space in here. You can notice the lighting might be a little dark in this video, and that's because the bimini top is huge, gives you a lot of sun coverage, you know, good heavy duty wake tower. Obviously on the Wake Edition we do have the wakeboard swivel racks as well for wakeboard storage or surfboard storage. So overall, just a huge cockpit area, you know, well thought out, well laid out, a lot of premium features in this 222X. Okay, we're going to talk about the dash a little bit, and one thing also, we're going to talk about model designators. So the boat that we're sitting in is actually the 222XD, and this one's got the drive system with the two paddles right here. The other model that you can get is the 222XE, all right, and that's going to have basically everything the same except no drive system, all right. So what the E series is going to give you, and all the Wake Edition boats are the E series. So we've got the nice huge connect screen over here. All your controls and ballast functions and all that are controlled with this screen. Really cool controls. There's other videos that go over that. We do have the nice wire phone holder with wireless charging there. We have fly-by-wire digital throttle and shift. So this particular boat you can set in single lever mode. So if you didn't want to use the throttle for both engines and try to sync them up together, you can push a button, use a single throttle lever, and they'll sync up automatically, which is super convenient. So everything I just talked about applies to both models, and then this particular boat that we're sitting in is the drive model. So the drive system, you know, which is really awesome for docking. You know, basically if you slow speed maneuvering, you put the drive system on. You've got these paddles that'll move the boat forward. We've got left hand reverse, right hand forward, but it does it very slowly. All right, so it makes it so you can kind of steer the wheel. You don't have to have one hand over here on the throttle and messing with that. Literally, you can kind of maneuver yourself and steer very slowly and have a very good, easy entry into a dock. So that makes docking way easier. Really awesome feature that Yamaha came out with, and you know, my personal opinion is I think it's worth every penny as far as that upgrade to the drive system. So you know, ultimately it just gives you some you know, makes mom maybe easier to dock the boat, or a kid or something like that. So makes it so that everybody can feel a little bit more comfortable there. So overall, nice comfortable dash area. I've got plenty of leg room. I don't think I'm slid all the way back even, but convenient throttle control. Obviously awesome connect screen. I also like the fact that because a lot of times we're surfing, you know, you don't want to have a lot of, you know, when you surf, the bow comes up a little bit, and I like how everything's kind of recessed downward, and my visibility is really excellent on this 222X. Okay, so as we move into the bow, we always want to talk about storage as well. So in this center ski locker, you can put skis, wakeboards. We also see the bow ballast bag in here as well, but when you're not using it, definitely at the end of the day, you can store stuff on top of it. Not a big deal. And then a little bit of storage here under the port side. You do have the drive system control into there, but in the starboard side, the starboard side on this side, and then on the port, we've got a huge storage compartment with a trash can. You can see some of the bow cushions that come with the boat are in there. And then we move to the bow. Very roomy, very deep. You know, just an awesome setup. Obviously, there's cushions that go in and fill this in, but tons of leg room. We've got bow speakers. You know, makes it very you know, usable, functionable. You can sit 4 people up here if you wanted to, kind of sideways, or 2 people. You know, even me being a taller guy, my legs fully stretched out. We've got the anchor storage up there. We've got a step up to the, if you're going to board the boat from the bow, you've got nice steps to get you up there. So again, really well designed, you know, super awesome boat. So, you know, for somebody, a family, recreational family looking to maybe get into the wake sport world, you're not necessarily ready to jump to a true inboard boat, or you still want to get a new boat with a warranty as opposed to buying a pre-owned inboard boat. This is a great way to go, and you know, something to get started into the wake boat community. So Thanks for watching. For more information, visit our website, BuckeyeSportsCenter.com. Check out our YouTube page where we've got videos like this one and many others that go over Yamaha boats and many other brands, including inboard brands. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the water.